G'day everybody, it's Ali. We're at IPL Radio. We are down at the Employment Exhibition in Shoalwater today, organised by Wise Employment. Now, I am joined by Hansen, yes?
Yeah, this is Hansen.
G'day Hansen and Tilak.
My name is Tilak from the Trading Alliance Group.
Excellent. So, Hansen, you're a job seeker here today, doing the rounds. Have you seen anything that piques your interest?
Well, I'm specifically looking for apprenticeships, but they have plenty of support for what I'm looking for, electrical apprenticeships. I came in expecting just a couple stands, and I ended up going to about more than 5. So yeah, no, pretty useful. Helped me out. So.
Okay, so you don't feel like it's a burden, like they're making you do this? Is this a requirement that you have to fill?
No, well, there is a requirement thing with my whole job seeking program, but at the same time I did find a bunch of things which could help me, and that's what I am looking for in the end. So.
Oh, that's excellent. I mean, you got such a great attitude. That's cool. What is it that you're looking for when you're talking to the job seekers today?
I think the first thing we want to know is what someone like Hansen really wants. So versus trying to, encourage them to do a course that we are doing, I think the better way to do it is to first find out what they want to do. And if that's what we can offer, we will tell them all about it. And, we know everyone else here as well. If that's something that we don't offer and someone else does, we'll channel them to that station.
I mean, it is. It's all about connection, right? Finding the right person for the right job. And ideally, you'd want to get into a career that you enjoy, right? I mean, you don't want to be stuck in a job that you don't want to do every day.
Yeah, of course. I mean, who wants to work a job which they don't want to work? So, yeah, it's good with a place like this. They've got plenty of opportunities. As I said, plenty of stands for my particular career that I want to go down.
How old are you, Hansen?
I'm 18.
Okay. And what's your work experience been like so far?
I've worked at a couple of places, but nothing in my specific career, because I need to be qualified first. But yeah, as I said, that's why I came here. That's where I can find my apprenticeship.
Generally a good idea when dealing with electricity to know what you're doing. Yes, definitely. So I believe you can do pre-apprenticeships starting from school, is that right?
Yeah, that's what I did.
You did do that?
Yeah, I did just a course, a pre-apprenticeship, a course with Necker College. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Do you connect with people straight from school? Do you offer apprenticeships through your organisation?
So we are an RTO per se. We do a lot of Cert 3 courses, Cert 2 courses. We also do offer traineeships and apprenticeships, but they are more towards the construction side of things as for now.
That's good. I've got a young man that I think you should connect with. That's exactly what he's after. And that's what today's all about, is making connections. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Tilak, you're from a really, really big organisation, is that right?
Yeah, we've been around for about 12 years now. Trading Alliance Group, besides being a training organisation, we are also an employment services arm. So we've got a large presence in Western Australia. We've got contracts that run across Western Australia. We've got the workforce contract in Kalgoorlie. So a fairly large footprint in Western Australia.
Do you find that you're able to surprise people with the diversity of jobs that you're able to provide? And people might approach you and think they know what's available and be a bit closed-minded, but there's always jobs that people don't expect in places, right?
Yeah, so we kind of tend to run courses in various parts of WA. We have been to the most remote regional towns of Western Australia, places that I've not heard of myself till I Googled it to find out where there was. And yeah, we've gone there, we've trained people, and we've got them into employment opportunities in those places.
That's cool. Hansen, have you ever thought about working remotely?
Yeah, I mean, preferably I want to work in a metro area, but I'm happy to work anywhere regionally, doing FIFO, who knows. So yeah, regional is on the map for what I want to do.
Absolutely. Where did the idea of becoming an electrician come from?
Well, I was just interested in electrical stuff my whole life, and I could have gone down like a computer science pathway, but personally I just thought a tradie job would be more long-term, more, I don't know, hands-on, more my thing.
Yeah, fair enough. You've got to know what suits you, your learning style, your work style, and look, you'll always be employed, right? Yeah. All right, good. Well, I really wish you luck. I'm glad that you're on a path. You've got such a bright disposition. I'm sure anyone will be really happy to take you on as an apprentice. Tilak, I wish you all the best. I don't think you've got any problems attracting a bunch of people here today.
You'll be good. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate your time.
Okay. Thank you, guys. All right, back to the Employment Expo. G'day, guys. It's Ali. I'm at IPL Radio. I'm joined by Mish, one of our fellow presenters.
Hello, how are you?
And Luke. Who do you represent here today?
ABS Institute.
ABS Institute. And what do they do?
Cool. Okay. ABS, we help people who want to start their own business. So we're funded by the federal government, Department of Employment and Workplace Relations. And we help people who either want to explore self-employment as a career option, whether they have a business idea or we can help them generate one. And then, usually start a business and then mentor them for 12 months and support them through their self-employment journey.
That's a lot. 12 months support is really, really generous. I mean, that must make people feel more comfortable with the idea of the really intimidating idea of going into business, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Self-employment, it's a big commitment for people and can be quite daunting. And I guess one of our roles is to demystify it, make people feel comfortable, relax, and say it's not as daunting as you may think. When you've got someone supporting you along the way, if you've got your passion, you know what it is that you want to do, but you're not sure on the business side, when we work together, then that's when the magic happens, because we can help with the business side of things, and then they will bring their expertise in their chosen field, and then together, the success happens.
You bring the passion and you bring the business know-how.
I was just going to ask, so you do all the legality side of it, because there's a lot of legal aspects when it comes to owning your own business and running your own business. So you do all the legals, all the taxation, all that sort of stuff, yeah. Because that's all the daunting stuff, isn't it?
Yes, correct, yeah. So usually the first part is once we assess a business idea and make sure it's viable and something the person wants to pursue, we complete nationally recognised qualification. So usually based on a Cert 3 in entrepreneurship and new business. In that framework, we help them develop a business plan, and we cover things like, the legal and tax obligations to make sure that before they start, I guess, they've got a good understanding about what's involved, so they can make sure they've got a plan and I guess avoid any surprises down the track.
Yeah, planning is very, very key, and not overspending when you start, I think, is one of the key pitfalls that a lot of people go into. Do you find yourself having to reel people back in? They come with a bit too much passion, or the idea is a bit too big?
Yeah, I guess sometimes. I mean, the passion's great, so we enjoy that. But I guess it's about looking at the viability, and I guess winding it back in a sense to say, look, you don't have to make $1 million in the first year. You can start from home. You can look to build up over a 12 to 24 month period by making progress slowly over that period so it's sustainable. So it's about looking at where they're at, where they want to get to, and then helping them write goals and actions on how they can achieve that. Usually reviewing that, the coaching that we deliver is every second month. So at those meetings, we'll see what's working, what's not working, what they can do to, I guess, take the next step and improve the business income. Then at the following meeting, go, okay, how did you go? Did you have any success? If you did, great, and build upon that. So by the time the 12 months completes, when they look back, they'll realise how far they've come. And it's all about small improvements over time.
Mish, you've gone into business yourself, right?
Very small, I should say. But I was just going to say, with what I was talking about, do you help with the finances as well? Like, do you give them advice on the finance area? all that sort of thing. So it's really about, I know there's a big goal at the end, but do you do steps like small goals just to achieve small steps before you get to that big goal? Because otherwise it's like New Year's resolutions. You've got that massive big goal, and no one ever achieves that. So you've got to have your small goals before you can get to that point.
Yeah, Misha, exactly right. So we'll help them develop 12 months of financials, and that's about setting those goals. So not about sort of crystal ball guessing what you're going to earn, but looking at what the expenses will be and what your personal expenses are to say, look, how much do I need to earn per week? What's my break even? So then once you achieve those goals, you can break it down simply and go, okay, I need to earn X amount of dollars per week in order to meet my rent, put food on the table and those obligations. Once you break it down to the simple figures, then you project that out over 12 months, and you're right, you set in those little goals so they know in the first few months I'll aim to make, a few $100s a week, building up, and then reach those goals towards the end without having too much pressure. Exactly right.
He makes it sound really easy, doesn't he? Luke, what are the sort of personal and financial benefits of going into business for yourself?
Cool. I guess it's about flexibility. So what self-employment brings over mainstream employment is helping people who may have children at home, caring responsibilities. Life can be difficult for some people with a range of being pulled in a lot of different directions. So self-employment can allow them to choose their own hours, be a bit more flexible, work for themselves and say, you know what, I can't work Mondays because Mondays is the day I spend with the kids doing this or whatever it may be, or I've got caring responsibilities for an elderly parent. So yeah, it allows them to set their own agenda and then work from there. And that flexibility where sometimes mainstream employment working full-time doesn't allow that. So flexibility is a big one. Also, I guess you're uncapped on your potential. When you work for yourself, you get to keep the money you earn, so your hard work is rewarded and you can build on that. So rather than make someone else rich, if you're passionate about it, you can make money doing what you love, and that's why we enjoy helping people start their own business.
Sounds good, doesn't it, Miss? Unlimited potential.
It does sound too easy, but it would be also very good for people with disabilities as well, because they can work around their disability, people that can't get out of the home, that sort of thing, which is perfect. Okay, let's just go to the basics. So how do we get hold of you, or how do people out there that are listening get hold of you?
Yeah, no worries. So I guess if anyone would like more information, they can head to our website, absinstitute.com.au, or give us a call at the office. I'm Luke, based at head office in East Victoria Park, number 9355 5400. We have training locations all around Perth Metro, so Rockingham, Mandurah, centrally in East Victoria Park, and then north in Clarkson. So yeah, head to our website, give us a call, and we can give you some more information. Again, all of our services are fully government funded, so there's no harm in giving us a call and seeing if we can help and getting your small business journey underway.
Yes. Pop down here today if you're in the area. Pop down here today. Where are we? Where are we? We're in Shoalwater. We're in Shoalwater, so pop down today.
McClarty Hall.
McClarty, that's it.
In Shoalwater, that's right.
Yeah, it's very busy out here.
Yeah, so dream big, and when you do that, bring that dream to Luke and see if we can make it a reality. All right.
And you're listening to IPL Radio, Rockingham Community Radio. I'm here at the Wise Employment what do we call it? Expo, sorry. The Wise Employment Expo here at Shoalwater, and it's actually live now. So if you want to pop down, McClarty Hall, I believe. Yeah, so, and I have Mark here from, how do you pronounce your business name?
It's Australian Institute of Maintenance Engineering, or AIM for short.
AIM, okay, so AIM. So Mark from AIM's here with IPL. We're listening to you. Tell me a little bit about, I was under the impression that you were only a early business. You haven't been around for very long. Tell me more.
Yeah, sure. So my name's Mark, one of the directors here at Australian Institute of Maintenance Engineering. AIM has been established about 3 years ago. A lot of compliance. We're self-built from the ground up. We're a team of 4 in directorship and have some very industry qualified lecturers and trainers. The purpose of AIM is to upskill or train from fresh, really in that engineering space. So we're very, very connected in the mining industry. I myself come from a mining services background. Two of the other directors also own a mining services company. So what we like to do is we get people in, especially through the work readiness program, into a Cert 1 in engineering, a Cert 2 in engineering, or even a Cert 3 in engineering technical. We present some training, we get the people competent and ready to enter that workforce, and because we are quite connected in the industry in WA, we can actually assist to find employment for those students as well.
So I hear the word engineering a lot. So is it really only in that field, or from a trade field as well, or is it really just the engineering side?
Yeah, so we use engineering as per the national qualifications, but really the engineering space, the Cert 1 in engineering is really an introduction to maintenance. So if you're looking for a mechanical type trade, whether it be a diesel fitter or a plant mechanic, the Cert 1, Cert 2 and Cert 3 are very, very useful in that space, and you'll find even then when you do progress into an apprenticeship type space, that a lot of those units in those first year or two in the apprenticeship will actually already be covered, so you'll be hitting the ground running and obviously becoming very attractive to prospective employers.
My husband's actually a mechanical fitter in the mines, but he did his apprenticeship with Westrail, and it would have been 30 odd years ago. So having a piece of paper these days is just a trade certificate, or back in those days I should say. So what you're suggesting is that they do these engineering, what did you call them? Certificates, yeah. So engineering certificates 1, 2 or 3 before you're doing your apprenticeship. Is that right? Was that what you mean? If before?
Yeah, so there's two pathways into that program. So somebody that doesn't have any certified qualifications in that space, it is absolutely the first step to get into the industry. But actually, just talking to a gentleman just before I come up here for this interview, he was a boilermaker that had actually conducted his trade and finished his trade actually in the late 70s. And having difficulty finding employment now. So he looks like he's about to enrol into our Cert 3 technical. So then when he's going to find prospective employment, he's got an up-to-date qualifications, which covers all the up-to-date maintenance practices and technology around those spaces.
Yeah, because as I was saying, my husband's been in it for a very long time and he has a wealth of experience but doesn't have that technical certificate information. So if he was to change his position or wanting to increase where he is now, or going from a mechanical fitter to a different area in the mining, then he would need to have that engineering certificate, because that's what people are looking at for now anyway, aren't they? That's the qualification that you require. Doesn't matter how much experience you've had. Are they still needing that piece of paper in their hand?
So for the Cert 1 through to 3, there's no prerequisite. So you can be completely not in the maintenance or engineering space or mining space ever before, and come in and you'll be able to complete that course successfully. So we start right from workshop health and safety, basic hand tools, and then really starting to understand some basic maintenance practices. The AIM also offers a trade upgrade program, so people that actually do have that Certificate 3 apprenticeship trade paper, we also offer a Cert 4 in engineering maintenance. So that one's very useful for people that already have a trade and maybe don't want to work on the tools anymore, and they can really get into that sort of condition monitoring space, planning, coordinator type roles. So that one, the prerequisite must have a trade, but that trade can be from the 70s or from last year.
So that would be the one that hubby would be interested in, obviously, if you wanted to train his trade. So do you do the courses yourselves, or is it through TAFE?
So we conduct the courses in-house. So we have our own trainers, we have our own campus. One of the really important selection criteria for our lecturers are that they do come out of industry. So we don't have people that have just trade 4 in training and assessing. We look for people that have trades, that have been in industry, that have only recently come out of industry and themselves are actually looking to get off the tools and depart some of that knowledge. So all of the trainers are employed by AIM, and the facilities are at AIM's campuses.
So we're not talking about school leavers here at all. We are talking about change in trade or industry trained in some way. Yeah. Whereabouts are you situated?
So our campus is in Forestdale, which is right near Armidale. depending on the uptake and very successful event that's happening here today, it looks as though that we might actually put on a training course down here near Rockingham, and we can make them more area specific. Where any practical assessments we would look to do in the Forestdale campus, but all of the training we can make it very localised into the suburbs.
Yeah, that would certainly be handy for a lot of people because, I mean, you've only been going for 3 years, so you're going to expand as you go anyway. So all your training's done at the Forestdale campus. Training can be. You may be able to expand it out into the Rockingham area. That's what you're looking at, maybe. So, is there a certain date that you start? You know how TAFE starts like February, finishes December. Do you have a continuous start time?
Yeah, we do, and we're finding that's probably one of our advantages as opposed to studying in TAFE is we don't run around school holidays and those types of things. So we're a private business. We operate 52 weeks of the year, obviously minus the Christmas break. The other advantage of coming to a private art like AIM is if you miss one of the modules or you need to redo one of the modules, we'll work with you to get that done. So we won't make you wait next year for the next intake and then have to come back to get your certification. So
yeah, that actually is really handy because a lot of people that want to go to a TAFE, etc., they only start at a certain time. You've got to wait another year before it starts again, or another semester, and in that time you might have forgotten, changed your mind or whatever. So that's a really good idea. So being flexible is certainly a very good idea, and I think that's very important in business anyway. Is the flexibility. So how do they get hold of you? People listening to us now or coming in today, how do we get hold of you?
Yeah, so the easiest way is visit our website, which is aime.wa.edu.au. You can also Google our name and call through either myself, Mark, or Jennifer, our business development manager, would be pleased to walk you through the process. We can come out to you to have a bit more of a personalised chat about your situation and how we can develop a training program about some of the other commitments you have. Or absolutely, you're more than welcome to come into our campus and we can show you around firsthand.
Excellent. I think the last thing we need to ask you is about costs. How does that work?
Yeah, so there's some really good initiatives through the WA government this year and also the federal government, which AIM is involved with. So some of, especially in the Cert 4 and trade upgrade type maintenance, they're actually completely fee-free in 23 is the catch cry. So absolutely zero cost from a tradesman to upskill to a Cert 4 engineering. The Cert 1 through to Cert 3 all have capped fees, which is fantastic. We really appreciate the support from the government. And then obviously if you're through an employment agency or an upskilling agency, may be able to look at some even further reduced fees as well.
Brilliant. Excellent. Well, it sounds fantastic. So if you're interested, please get onto the website and check out AIM. If you want to upskill in the industry, or the mining industry, that would be fantastic. Sorry, I was a bit tongue-tied before. This is my first interview today, so I'm a bit blah, blah, blah this morning. So actually it's the afternoon now. I've been at work already this morning, so yeah, give me a break. So thank you for coming in, Mark. Really appreciate it. Thank you for listening to IPL, and back to the music. Hi, it's Mish at IPL Radio. We're here today with Kai, and you're from, tell me again.
Skills Strategies International, based in
Mandurah, excellent. So you're not too far away then, because we're in Shoalwater today. We're at an Expo here. You can see behind us there's a lot of things going on regarding employment, which is fantastic. Tell us a little bit about you.
All right. Oh, thank you. So Skills Strategies International, we've been around in Mandurah for about 25 years now. I took over the role as business manager there 4 years ago now, so it's been an exciting 4 years. Bought new premises on Mandurah Terrace, so we're really easy to find, just opposite the Silver Sands Tavern. And yeah, we've got about 80 different qualifications on scope. But right at the moment, our focus is probably around our individual support course, so helping people to get into the aged care industry, because everyone always talks about Mandurah being a retirement village. Well, and we need staff to be working in that retirement village. We also do a lot about hospitality at the moment. We've got a hospitality skill set starting up in a couple of weeks, because obviously hospitality and tourism is the other big industry in Mandurah. And our flagship product is really training people how to train other people. So making sure that the trainers of the future are doing a good job, because the training industry is constantly changing. They've just released a new version of the Cert 4 training and assessment. So fortunately we've got 2-year train out period at the moment for people who've got the current qualifications. So if they've got the 40116 qualification, which is the previous one, they're fine. So they don't have to do anything. Any previous qualifications, they need to do an upgrade. And Skills Strategies International can help them with that.
So do you do the courses on site? Is it a course based?
Yes, we've got 3 training rooms on site, plus we've got our own cafe on site, which is currently working as a training cafe. So that's a training space for our hospitality students. And in that hospitality area, we do right up to chef's qualifications. No one training in that area at the moment, so great opportunity for someone to come in. But yeah.
So with the cafe, is it open for public?
The plan is that it will be. So when we've got students working in that space, just to give you an idea, I think it's 20 different coffees that a hospitality student doing the barista training needs to make. Now, we can either pour those down the drain after they've made them, or we can sell them very cheaply to the public. So that's the plan, that as we've got students starting in that space, we'll open the doors when the students are making coffees. It also means that the customer service aspects of the course, they can get by actually serving real customers. They need to do cash handling within our customer service course. So now they're handling real money, dealing with real situations, rather than just getting theoretical training. So that means when they go into the workforce, they've done it before. They know what's going on, and yeah.
And so if with the cafeteria you have cooks as well, chefs as well, so you can expand it and we can go in there for dinner and lunches and all that sort of stuff.
That's the plan. We're not quite there at the moment. It's been getting renovated over the last 18 months. So we're now at the point once I get air conditioning in there, because I was doing some work in there the other day when it was 36 degrees. We need the air conditioning first, trust me.
I've got a great idea for you. So if you could do cheaper lunches, coffees, you'll get the aged care people coming in, and then you've got the double amount of training. You got on-hand training for the aged care, and you got on-hand training for your hospitality as well.
Yep, look, that's exactly what we're thinking. Yeah. So really exciting times for the business, and really enjoying, providing relevant training for the Mandurah community.
I was just there's a heck of a lot of people out there, especially seeing what's intended. A lot of people giving courses out for that type of thing. Why would they come to you?
Well, because we're a friendly, local family business. It's actually my mother who's the director of the business, and she headhunted me to come over and run the Mandurah office. We've got an office in Balcatta as well, but we won't talk about them because they're not half as good as the man. Yeah, and who cares about that? We're all about the local community here. And as I said, we've been in Mandurah for 25 years. Look, the business had wound down a lot until 4 years ago, and exactly.
So the last question is, there's 2 questions: costs and funding, and how do they get hold of you?
All right, costs and funding. You want that in one question?
No, maybe not.
Yeah. Look, we've got a whole pile of courses. I haven't got the list in front of me, but we've got a whole lot of courses that are fee-free for 2023. That is a government thing. So they often talk about free courses at TAFE. It's not just TAFE. It's a lot of your independent providers as well that do provide those courses. Off the top of my head, our individual support course is free. I know that our Cert 4 in education support is also on the list. We do business, Cert 4 level, which is on the list. So there's a whole lot of these courses that are fee-free. A whole lot of skill set courses so people can get a taste of the industry and decide if that's what they want to do. Most of those are free. So really looking to give people the opportunity to... We're all about lifelong learning. You know, you're never too old to learn something new.
Absolutely not. So it's really interesting to hear that the government is also funding the individual companies, because they very much advertise that it's just TAFE. I myself would have thought it was just TAFE based, because I'm going to ask you another question. I wanted to do aged care course. I started for 2 days, and then they found out that I had a disability in my arm. I can't literally lift my arm above my head, so they said I couldn't finish it. Is that an issue for you guys? Apparently it's to do with insurances or I can't get out in the workplace and all that sort of stuff.
Look, I think that would be one which is very much about the individual employers. You shouldn't be lifting anyone in the aged care industry anyway. We do manual handling courses where you learn how to move someone, you know, using the hoists and that sort of thing. Why would you be picking up a person in this day and age?
I can't swing my arm around.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that was a problem. If I had you walk in the door and you were telling me that, I would be going around to a couple of the providers that we work closely with and asking them if it was an issue. Yeah.
I wasn't given an option. I was told that was it, finish.
Yep.
So it was really heartbreaking, because I want to get involved in that area. So I'm a support worker at the moment, but I wanted to get involved in the aged care. So
look, I'll give you one of my business cards afterwards, and I'll have a talk to our aged care trainers and see if we can sort something out for you.
Perfect. Okay, so the last question was, how do we get hold of you?
Okay. Easy way, first off, walk into our office, 191 Mandurah Terrace. We're open business hours. Come on in, have a chat to our friendly receptionist, Amanda, and she can get you enrolled in whatever course you wanted. Or you can go through our website, www.skillsstrategies.edu.au. And that website should... our marketing guys are going to kill me for saying this, but it should be upgraded by the end of the week.
Have you got a Facebook site?
We do. We've got Skill Strategies International Mandurah, and there's also Skill Strategies International. We are RTO 2401. So the other option would be to go through training.gov.au, search up the course that you're interested in, and if it's one we deliver, then we should come up on that list.
Brilliant.
So that's a good tip for anyone looking to find training in their local area. Training.gov.au.
All right, great. Thank you so much. I'll be calling you to see if I can get a job. No, excellent. So thank you so much. So to get onto the website, there's a Facebook site. Walk in the door, Mandurah Terrace, and get onto it, and get into the industry, because aged care is desperately in need. Thank you so much. Thanks for listening to IPL. Hi, welcome back to IPL, and thank you for listening to us here at Shorewater. We've got Jessie here from Smart Kangaroo Education. Is that correct? Yes. Tell us a little bit about your business.
Yes, Smart Kangaroo is it's how we are doing. Normally we're doing is about the business training in Certificate 3. We have a lot of different courses, but they all basically with business. It's Certificate 3 in business administration and chemical, and also we do the pharmacy as well. So we have the client, train the client to work in the pharmacy as well. The kind of job, but they're all Certificate 3. And this company is starting in the first was starting in Shanghai, Guangzhou, China. That's why they named this, because they think the kangaroo is a lovely animal. That's why my boss named it Smart Kangaroo. And easy to remember, I would say.
Absolutely. Yeah. So whereabouts you said you're situated here down the south of the river?
We're basic to start with. We're based on New South Wales. But currently, we just develop some spots in this side. Yes, in WA. Yes, in Fremantle.
Oh, sorry.
Rockingham, Fremantle, and Thornley, and another one is those areas. Yes.
So it's courses made for pharmaceutical. There's one. Is that correct? Pharmaceutical. Okay. So retail, business, business administration, record and information management, medical administration, and customer engagement. Oh, they're really good, and they're all a Cert 3. Cert 3, excellent. So have you got the facilities that you have? People come into your facility and do the courses on site.
Yes, we can do. That's one of the options, but mainly we do it online because obviously because of COVID, that's handy, and also our clients, some of them are those housewives. So it's easier for them to look after family at the same time and doing the course. Excellent. And also we have multiple cultures, facing a different clients. That's one of our sellings, because some of clients doesn't speak English very well. Yeah, so we have lots of tutors speaking in different languages over here. You can see that can help them. Yeah, definitely help.
So it's work at your own pace, online, work at your own pace. So, yeah, do you want to talk about that?
Yes, it's working on pace online.
So if you had disabilities, or as you say, people working from home, or having carers at home, looking after children at home, or if people were working part-time or something, they could fit this course in their own time?
Definitely. Yeah. And then we have flexible time. You can just ring up and make appointment with the tutor for the tutorial session.
Okay, great.
It's flexible.
What's that?
It's flexible.
That's the word. I love that word, flexible. So I'm just reading your flyer. It does say flexible delivery. It says online, correspondence, face-to-face, or hybrid. What does hybrid mean?
Which one? It's just obviously it's just online, and then you talk, because we can talk with the we use WeChat, WhatsApp. I see. And those kind of online education. But I have one, recently I have a client, she doesn't use any of them. So I have talked to her on the phone, through the phone, because also she lives far away from Rockingham, and she doesn't speak English very well. Wow. So I have to talk to her through the phone.
Wow. And I was just noticing that you support, so it is a Cert 3 qualification with language support. And you should see all these languages on here. There's English, Arabic, Vietnamese, Farsi, is that right? Chinese, Mandarin, Cantonese. Some of these I don't even know how to pronounce. Hindi, Dari, I think it is. I can't remember the rest. Malay, Indonesian, but there's a heck of a lot on here. So you've got tutors that will actually do the courses in any of these languages.
Yes, that's correct. We have tutors.
Are they based in Perth, these tutors?
No, some of them are here. For example, I speak Cantonese and Mandarins, and I speak some French and German as well. But some speak Spanish while here, and some, because it's online. Yeah. So some is the other side of Australia.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's interesting. Okay. Again, I'm just reading out the paperwork here, and it says it's full time for 26 weeks, so you can be qualified in 26 weeks, or you Cert 3. That's correct, yeah. Rolling start date, so you can start at any time because it is in your own time. So you can start today, tomorrow, next week. Yes. There's no definite start time. You can start in your own starting time. Students assigned to a real person to assist them in day or evening. So as you talk about your tutors coming in, course delivery is individualised to the student's needs. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Oh, because sometimes students, they will need something different. Like I said before, one of my students, she doesn't speak very much English. Then for the tutorial session, I can speak with the same language she's speaking. Then definitely helps her. And some words she doesn't know, I can spell it to her, and helps her. And also she, with this qualification, she can find a job in the same race. Like in Northbridge.
Oh, see. Because that's what I was going to say. I was going to say that if they don't speak very well English, and then they've got a qualification, where take it from that point on. But as you said, there are people out there that are needing these individual languages spoken in their workplace or whatever. So yeah, because that's the first question I would have had. Why would you be doing business if you can't speak English? But it makes sense, doesn't it? Because there are businesses out there, even in Australia, that have a lot of. So I was just, if you could tell us now how to get hold of you. So how do we contact you?
Yes, I have my phone number here. It's a 045 0000861, and also you can go to the Smart Kangaroo website. It's in ske.net.au.
Excellent. Hi, it's Mish from IPL Radio. Thanks for listening in today. We have now Jen from Wise Employment. I believe this is your show, Jen. Tell us all about it.
So we're just hosting a local community event to try and reach out to not only the participants that we have on our caseload, but also the wider community, because at the moment finding employment is a real big battle. The more that we can reach out and the more that we can support our community into employment, the more lives we can support and help and make a real difference for.
Excellent. So tell me a little bit more about Wise Employment. Do you help people into the employment area, or is it course-based, or tell me a little bit more about it?
So what we do is we empower people to employment. So what that kind of looks like is a wide range of different things. So not only do we support in the growth to employment, but we also support you once you're in employment. So we do a lot of things. We upskill, so we get work-related licenses that can look like forklifts or white cards, anything that you need for employment. But what we also do is we refer to RTOs or registered training organisations to be able to upskill in that space as well, because not a lot of people are at that point where they've been able to have the support to be able to get the qualification for the job that they need. And also for those that have been in the workforce for quite some time but are looking for a bit of a change for whatever reason that they kind of come across. So for example, we have had nurses come on that are no longer wanting to work in that industry, so we've upskilled them to go into a different industry altogether. And so it's really about the journey to employment, and then once we are successful in that space, we support them for 6 months after the fact, just to ensure that they know they're not alone and they have that ongoing support, and they work really, really closely with their employment partner to be able to make sure that they are supported and they can get to the goal that they want to get to.
Excellent. So let me just go from the fact. Say I wanted to upskill, and let's say I'm working in administration, and I have no idea where I'm going to go to next. I don't have many qualifications. I'm old school. Back in the old days, there was no paperwork, sort of section. Where do I go? What would I do now? Like, obviously, I'd give you a call. What would be my next step?
It depends on if you're registered with us in the first instance. So if you happen to be registered, it's more about having those open conversations with our employment partners and going, I understand that you're in administration. Where do you want to go? Would you like to go into records management, or what are your skills like? Do you need some assistance in that space, or where are we going? Would tee you up with the right provider in regards to training, and have a sit down and have a chat about it, because at the end of the day, you are in control of your own journey and you're the only one that can make the best decision for you, and we're here just to support you on that journey and link you up with the correct services.
Excellent. So obviously the obvious question is, how do I register?
Well, so it just depends on if you're receiving a Centrelink benefit. If you are, all you need to do is contact the transfer line through the department, which is a really easy number to find online. If not, you can just walk on in and we can be able to provide that support and call that number for you. Because at the end of the day, everyone that's registered with us has the choice to be registered with us, or if they would like to be registered with somebody else. It's a decision and an informed decision that you need to make for yourself, and we're just here to support you on that journey.
Excellent. So do I need to be in Centrelink? I mean, you just said I don't. So how is the funding for you? What's the costs involved, etc.?
Yeah, so There is no cost involved. So we are actually a non-for-profit organisation, and we are very community focused, as you can see here today, and the success rate that we've got. But yeah, so you will need to be registered with Centrelink or in receipt of a Centrelink benefit, and then you can come through. We do have people that are actually volunteering that have decided to come on over. So if you are volunteering and things like that, you can come through as a direct referral from Centrelink.
Okay. So I haven't been in the Centrelink. I don't think I've ever been through Centrelink. But if I was on, you're more of a stepping stone out of that. If you're not getting support enough through Centrelink, or you're not getting what you need through Centrelink, you're another avenue to go down to get that extra support, I'm guessing?
So we work quite closely with, counselling services and, as I said, RTOs, employers and alike to be able to support in whatever direction that you are. Everyone's journey is completely different and everyone is at different stages within their journey, and our role is to help you from the start to the finish.
Excellent. So if I didn't have any skills, let's just say I just come out of school. I wish I had. But anyway, let's say I've just come out of school, no skills at all, been on Centrelink for a year, struggling with motivation and just not getting what I need out of life. Is it going to be, why is employment the best way for me to try?
Oh, look, absolutely. So our employment partners, especially in Rockingham, we have quite an experienced staff. I myself have been in the industry for 6 years, and I've got 9 employment partners operating from that site, and all of them have kind of been in the industry for a while. And our role is to really develop a good working relationship with everybody that walks through their door, making sure that they feel welcome and supported from the moment they meet us, whether that just be a tea or coffee or, just a chat. Sometimes it can be overwhelming walking into our office, and it's our role to be able to make you feel as comfortable as possible. So, sometimes we have people walk through the door that are brand new, they're feeling overwhelmed, they've never been with a provider before, and it's hard. It really is. So, sometimes we go for a walk and have a coffee just to get to know you and make you feel comfortable. And then we have a chat to get to know where you want to go, where are your interests, what are you wanting, how can we help? And that's a question I like to ask participants is, how can I help you? What is it that you need from me? And let's start. Let's make a starting point. And that can look like you've had no skills straight out of the workforce. We can look at employability skills training. We can look at upskilling in other avenues. We can look at doing career transition assistance courses. We can look at a motivational interview techniques. There's lots of different things that we can do, and it's just more about getting to know what it is they need from us so that we can point them in the right direction.
And how long do you support them for? Is it until they find an employment and then 6 months after, or is it only a certain amount of time?
No, so from the moment that they're referred to us until up to 6 months after they've already been in employment, we are with them for that entire journey.
So you are assisting them in the employment as well as encouraging them with courses, etc., to go into. Because are there any minimum requirements to get you to help people off the street?
No, so as long as they are in receipt of a Centrelink benefit, we can support them.
Excellent. That's excellent. So why wouldn't you use them? Seriously, why wouldn't you? So the last question I'm going to ask you, you were saying before about coming into the office, having a coffee, being relatable to people, and honestly, sitting here next to you, Jen, I feel very comfortable sitting next to you. So I'm sure, and look at that smile, everyone. So people walking in off the street, hey, look, it's a free coffee for a start. Okay, the last question I need to ask you, and thanks for joining us, by the way, is how do they get hold of you?
So we are actually really easily accessible. So at the moment, we're located directly across from you guys at IPL radio station and next to Audi. So it's very, very accessible to kind of get in through there. And as I said, I myself, as being the business manager, I go out and I greet people every day. And, it's really about making an impact on our community because everyone's doing it tough. The cost of living is rising. The cost of petrol's rising. Everybody is doing it hard. And if we can support in any way, then we're making a difference, and that's what it's all about, and especially what it was about today, and getting the entire community together.
It's just amazing. Yeah. You can See behind us, there's people been here since 10 o'clock this morning. Yeah, and there's people been coming in all day, which has been fantastic, and lots of smiles on people's faces. It's just absolutely fantastic. So appreciate you coming. We would really love the idea of maybe having something else with you on radio, maybe more often. Maybe you're so close, you can just pop in. Absolutely. So that would be fantastic if you could do that. Thanks, Jen. Wise Employment. Back to you, IPL. Thank you.